Hola, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Fire Shrike. We get a little bit of a recap here. We get sort of like the stellar flare being wrapped in purple and yellow energy and disappearing. Um, we get Captain Zai ripping a chair out of a shuttle, going back and forth from broken rock, throwing it as in anger. We get we get Twinkle and like facing Twinkle coming face to face with an older, more scarred Twinkle that is clearly deceased. We get we get a bit of like Xander and the explosion of the library on Marixa Republic. Woo, there we go. Um, and then we get like a whole lot of we get a whole lot of like the stellar flare, and we get explosions going off everywhere. We get Vesa and and Ashira running to the front to the bridge, and we get a bit of like we get like the radio communications coming in from everywhere for all of like the boarding parties, and we get and we see like some of these boarding parties like fighting in the engineering bay and what have you, and we see Evasa sending out people to deal with the boarding parties, and a call comes through from Kolnak. He needs it needing Ashira to help regulate the arcane energies coming off of Melanie and her containment. And then we get like an explosion, and we get like a group of a group of boarders running down running down the hallway at Ashira and Kolnak as they try to stand to their feet. Then we see a whole lot of green smoke, and then we get a whole lot of green smoke and a shadowy figure come down. And the last thing we get is, wait, what are you? And then a clunk, and then we go to black and we get the Fire Shrike logo. And when we come back in, we actually come back in on Vesa, um, giving the commands to go out and deal with the boarding parties. And I'm going to need a few rolls from you. You
Okay.
sent you sent people out to deal with. First of all, let's deal with the cargo bay area. You sent Qualu, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna need a D20, and I'm gonna need plus Qualu's dexterity modifier.
Okay. Let me look. Okay. 24. Oh, 24!
Nice, nice. So you know, let's maybe narratively speaking, we get like the view of like Qualu, like, and maybe this is kind of stuff coming through on like your security cameras here. Qualu and his team are basically they're taking control of the cargo bay area. They've got like the team. It looks like the team is a bit smaller than the Qualu's team, but they look like they're pretty hardened. They're holding out pretty good. Um, but in the end, Qualu manages to, they manage to they manage to bring about half of them down, and the rest of them, like going for, like sealing off for retreat,
Mhm.
you know, making their way
Okay.
out, like, out the cargo bay doors.
Okay.
Um, and then you sent Ducey and Grugus to deal with the engineering bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So which of them do you want to actually be in charge of this party here? Who's
That's a great question. Let me probably Grugus.
all right? So
Maybe.
so if it's a Grugus, it's going to be a 1d20 plus his con modifier, and if it's Ducey, it's 1d20 plus his charisma modifier.
Okay. Well, it does. It's either one. It's a 7. So okay.
So then it's just stylistically who you think makes more sense then.
It's Grugus. Grugus did it.
Yeah, all right. Oh no. There, so let's see. Oh shit, I forgot to. And it's a so Grugus and Ducey are having issues because that should actually be +5 on top of that. Grugus and Ducey are having issues. Maybe the team by Engineering Bay, like they've managed to get control of like a pivotal point, like in the a juncture between like the actual Engineering Bay and the rest of the hallway and whatnot. So they've got your engineering team somewhat pinned down. Your engineers aren't going to be able to take engineering actions right now to help your ship until this is taken care of. The
Okay.
But Grugus and Ducey's team aren't able to make any headway. Maybe there's a rather large like orc that's leading them, and he's just got like war paint all over him and cybernetic upgrades and just like the like a like all kinds of craziness, and he's got a whole bunch of like really vicious looking marauders with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're just fucking shit up. Like, and then you sent Ovesh to deal with um,
The one in the crew
the room in the
area.
crew quarters. All right,
Let me
so
find Ovesh. I don't know.
And
I don't have Ovesh. I think you have Ovesh.
oh, okay. That's right, because I'm gonna do something special with Ovesh.
Right. So
Uh,
what's her which modifier do you want me to roll? And what's that number?
so hold on, let me find her real quick. Where the hell'd she go? Uh, there. Um,
You can sit here and stress about it.
so for her, I want to do something different. Make me. Actually, I'll go ahead and roll this. Let's see. She's got. Do-do-do. And.
Ovesh, you sneaky bitch.
Yeah.
Ovesh, you slightly less sneaky bitch. Oh, we're gonna be friends. She and I are gonna be friends. Count the 45.
This is a series of rolls to see if she's capable of like. This was basically to see if she was capable of sneaking up on the boarding party here. And for the most part, she was. She had a little difficulty. Maybe we get a cutscene of Ovesh like moving quietly throughout like the crew quarters, like just sort of like she is the danger. Like the we get like the scene where like these marauders occasionally see like the slightest hint of a shadow moving and go to check it out, and then like one of them is just hanging from the fucking from the like the ceiling or something, and they go looking. Yeah, then by his neck though, so much more lethal. Um, and or one of them like goes to check that out, and suddenly there's a freaking knife in his ribs and a hand around his throat. Um, like then we get it, and then like maybe there's like a moment where like the like somebody else comes upon the scene and goes looking around much more on alert, and she just waits and stalks him and then eventually kills him. And for the last one, the team leader who's like Mike checking his team, who's like check in, he's like she just sort of appears in front of him and just puts a knife directly up through his chin and his head, dropping him, um, and then fades back into the shadows. Um, but you see on one of your other security screens something much more troubling. Down by Mellamy's room, first of all, you see a blast of psychic energy. Kolnak and Ashira tinkering with the Ida tech and the sort of magitech that they've developed to deal with like the containment. Causes a brief overload, knocks them to the ground, and you see marauders coming down with them still on the ground, and then there's just like a whole bunch of green gas, and you can't see anything within the green gas, but every now and again, but like you at one point you see you see a couple of these guys go flying out of the gas and hit the wall, like security cameras down like hallways that are connected. Just see
Mhm.
like guys come flying out of this, slamming into the wall, and then and this goes on, and there's like you get audio from that hallway, like there's sounds of like a scuffle, but by the time the smoke clears, there is nothing there but like the bodies, a few of the bodies that didn't get thrown around of these marauders. There's no sign of Kolnak. There's no sign of Ashira. Actually, there's no sign of Ashira. Kolnak is still there.
Um, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just. Okay. So first, I'm gonna hit up Qualu and be like, status report, please.
Yeah, Qualu's like, we have the cargo bay under control. All units here have been defeated or retreated.
Great. I need you to go to Melanie's quarters. Or the containment unit, see what's going on there. Also, there's like a green gas, maybe? I don't know. Bring gas masks, that'd be cool. Thank you, love you, bye. And then I'm gonna hit up Ovesh and be like, Ovesh, how's it going? How'd it go? Is everything okay? Are you alive?
You get like a moment's like of quiet, and for a minute, just long enough for you to start to be like, well, did she just get fucking killed? And then finally, there's an answer that's like, crew quarters are secure. All
Great.
targets eliminated.
Great. Thank you. I knew you could do it. I had the utmost faith in you. I need a favor, sort of. Can you go down to the containment area where we had that one person? Did you know who it was? That's fine. I'll send you coordinates. Bring a gas mask. I need you to figure out what's going on. I'm missing a crewmate, and I need you to help me find her.
And you've still got the continuing situation going on down in the engineering bay, too.
Right. Ovesh, wait. I need you to go to engineering instead and handle some shit for me. Apparently my guys can't take care of it the way they need to take care of it, and you are a fucking beast, girl. Can you handle that for me?
Yeah, like there's a she's like, there's a moment and she's like, affirmative, and there's just like, and that's a she, and like you don't see her moving through the shadows and the cameras and what have you. Like she is completely disappeared into the like shadows.
Okay, cool. And now I'm going to get on comms, and I'm going to say, well, hold on, let me think about it. Okay, yeah, on comms. I'm gonna go on comms, and I'm gonna be like, attention all personnel, we've had a bit of a kerfuffle occurring and still occurring down in engineering. Our best men are on it, and the people that are in engineering currently causing problems, prepare to fucking die. Sorry about ya. You shouldn't have fucking landed on this goddamn ship. Also, by the way, we're looking for Ashira. If anybody has seen her, can you please call the bridge? That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. By the way, again, intruders in engineering, go fuck yourselves. You're gonna die in a second. Thanks!
I love just this unhinged, incredibly polite, just like...
So give me another roll for
gonna
Grugus and Ducey here real quick, because it's going to take Ovesh a little bit of time to get to engineering. They're going to have to try to hold out here.
Okay, which one do you want? Both of them?
Whoever is leading the charge this time. Actually, it kind of makes sense that if Grugus failed on the charge the first time, Ducey would be like, let me handle this shit.
Right. Okay, and you said that was his charisma modifier?
Yeah.
Okay. 7. 25.
Nice. Alrighty. And yeah, I think with Ducey, like, just fucking does this. Probably we get like Ducey just kind of like going, no, you're going about it all the wrong way. And he just like jumps up and starts cast like a couple of spells, and then just starts walking forward while talking shit and casting spells. Just like, I think that's just kind of what he does. He's just kind of like, yep, I'm just gonna walk in talking shit, and for some
Yeah.
reason it rattles them. It rattles them enough that they're just like, is that still coming through for me?
Picked the wrong. It was.
Yeah,
You picked on the wrong asshole son of a bitches. Let's
yeah,
fucking go.
yeah. I think it's Ducey's like, hey guys, I think this is your unlucky day as he's casting his spell. He's like, you know what? Hey, you know what the saying is? Never draw straws with a Warlanisi. Because we got it like that. We're lucky. You're unlucky. Get it? You just ain't got it. Fucking casting spells, talking shit the whole way.
I think we're hearing you, Jesta, in the
Yeah.
background of Chrissy's stuff.
I don't know. He's got the door shut.
I
It's not
I'm
all the
muted.
way.
I muted him, so And now you're
You're gonna
unmuted.
take the hanger off the door. There you go.
Okay, normally it's not a thing.
All right.
Oh.
There we go.
Testicles?
Like,
Uh,
I wasn't trying to
Testicles.
intimidate anyone on
No,
the
no.
comm. I was just stating a fucking fact.
No. And this is a great.
Well, and the funny part is I was on mute.
And while there's a great, and while there's a, and while that's going on, we get like a bit of a segue over. Ashira, you wake up. You are laying down, and you are not where you were. One thing. Ow.
I don't know whether
That
it
was
is that I
loud.
can't hear Jesta over it.
Yep, I'm muting him. All right.
All
He
right.
can just unmute himself when he's done.
Anyway, there's the. You wake up, Ashira. You are on a. You are looking up at an unfamiliar ceiling. It's a very different ship, much smaller. And there is a voice off to your side. It's like, oh, you're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be awake yet. I'll have
Who
to
the
read.
fuck are you?
And he's just, you realize that you are strapped down at this point. This is where you realize you're strapped down to a table. He goes, I don't, that's, would be inadvisable. It wouldn't matter anyway. We're in a containment field. What exactly? Because this is very interesting. He goes, and he goes, you're supposed to be dead. And as the figure comes into view and like scratching his chin, he's wearing a mask over the bottom half of his face, which is not unusual considering he's a Kasathan.
Okay.
He is an unfamiliar Kasathan that you have never seen before. And he's wearing, he wears a, a lab coat over it, with, sort of body armor underneath. And there's a, and he kind of looks over, he goes, my name is, it's not terribly important, but, I'm Dr. Kirsa Telvono, and, you are a, very, special, and there's like maybe like this is the first point in time you realize that like, maybe you're not necessarily, the two of you aren't alone here, is there's just like a flickering on the screen, and for a second on some screen off to the side you can't quite see, and there is just like a voice that comes through that's like, do not talk to the prisoner. And Dr. Telvono goes, he just kind of goes, yes, nothing important, but I still need to check and make sure that, well, she is who we think she is, and more importantly, what manner of health, you know how many, there's you yourself, never mind, we'll discuss it later. I won't divulge any information that is too sensitive. Will that do for you? I hope so. It's like the sort of like you hear the screen click off. It's like, that was, he kind of goes, and that, well, that is what they could not kill. He goes, and he kind of goes, well, at least until time we've proof of identity. He was like, and he goes, no, be still. I need to take a tissue sample. He was like, and it kind of like comes in for like, to take a sample.
Can I call her?
Yeah. Do what?
Can I call her? Will she be able to answer if I call her?
I'm
You can't even,
strapped down.
you know, yeah, there, you don't see, like, you don't see, or like, you can't feel like any of your weapons or gear at your hip at the moment. Feeling, yeah, he's just like, there's just a sharp, there's a small sharp pain, and like, and he goes, sorry about that. I'm afraid it's necessary. Could determine a great deal here uh, about the balance. Well, the balance, and he kind of, and he goes, "Are you feeling well?" He
Feeling pissed.
Well, I could well imagine that. I wouldn't expect you would feel any other way than angry. But physically, are you fine? Is there any pain? Are you feeling any tightness in your chest? Any constriction of the lungs? Just want to make sure there was no permanent damage from, well, the agents that we used were a bit extreme, but necessary given the circumstances and given your own your own abilities.
Is there something I can roll, or is that just me? Like,
Yeah, that's just you sort of like determining how do you actually feel at the moment. Like
I guess I feel fine.
it was like, ah, it was like, good. Wouldn't do for you to be permanently damaged. A very important piece of the puzzle, Your Highness. And then, and he
Sorry,
go,
what?
and he kind of, you can almost feel like a smirk behind his mask. And he kind of turns and he says, I will be back later to check on, I will be back later to check on you. And like walks out of the, what you're assuming is a med bay. Like you see like the force field flicker as he walks through it, and shuts the door behind him.
I mean, I didn't know you were royalty, but I'm here
Did
for
he
it.
call me
Yeah.
Your Highness?
And Ashira, and let's go back. Let's cut over here real quick. Yeah, there's gonna be all kinds of fun stuff going on here.
Oh, God.
Let's cut over real quick to Twinkle. Twinkle, Gridge and his people have set up, and maybe like as everybody is sort of boarding, Gridge makes his way to the front end of the makes his way to the bridge. And Gridge is on the bridge. Gridge is a hobgoblin. He's relatively well muscled, got a few scars on him. He looks like he's seen a bit of action, and he kind of he's like, we're secure in the cargo bay for now. If you've got rooms for me and my men, I've got three grunts with me. He's got if you've got rooms for us, we'd appreciate being
we've-
shown where to.
Yeah, we actually do have room, and probably Mahala can show you to where that is, and as soon as we're done here, and he actually does put out a hand first off, you know.
Yeah, Gridge goes to shake it, and he's like, he kind of looks at you, goes, he's like, so you got permission to go to the system. Well, once you get there, he says, let me know as soon as you get there. You're gonna need whoever you got on navigation is gonna need my help on navigating through. There's a few things we'll need to go over and discuss. Things like patrols, raiders, how they operate. Gonna want to watch out for a lot of the Get-Around authorities, official military like to use ramming ships. They train pilots from an early age for this. They're good at minimizing the damage to their own ship while maximizing to the to the ships they're attempting to ram. Marauders, however, they're likely to use Marauders and Raiders will use any different combination of weapons and specifications depending on what they feel works best.
Well, that's some good heads up. Here, as for navigation, we have a suite dedicated to that. Let's see. Well, we've, kind of looking, motioning to, the control panel. We've got probably the thrusters to keep most anybody at arm's length. Those that we don't, we have an emergency button that I press right here, and we get the hell out of Dodge.
Good, we're gonna need that. Because I'm gonna fair warn you before we go in there. Once we hit system, you're gonna want to turn your shields off. Sounds counterintuitive, but the Gideon Authority ships, that's the signature they look for. They don't look for your thruster signatures or their drives, they look for your shield signature. They look for weapons and shields first.
So, in other words, go ahead.
You're gonna want to take it slow, and you're gonna want to try to direct as little attention as possible. They're mostly after military ships.
Oh,
Raiders. Sorry, go ahead.
You're telling me to turn off the one thing we've got going for us? Well, at the very least, if they scan us and see we aren't that heavily armed, they're gonna... First they'll think, oh, they're not military. Okay. And then they'll think, oh, they're not military. Okay.
That's where the Raiders come in. The military are gonna... If you run across any of the actual border excursions that the Authority is putting in there, they're gonna be looking for those signatures. Raiders, they'll look for any target. They're going to be less of a problem, though, than overall, they're going to have their ships, Raider ships will be much more lightly outfitted for the most part than a military ship from the Authority.
I'll keep that in mind. It's good to have you aboard, someone that knows the system. We're gonna need it.
And he goes, fair enough. He goes, he goes, he says, you just tell us when we hit the target, what the target is and where what we're doing, and we'll be on top of it.
How much of that do we actually have fleshed out at the moment?
Xander, you're there too.
Yeah.
Or maybe you are.
He's going through his notes.
I see.
I don't know which ones these are.
Whoops.
Do
we have a specific planet?
Well, the planet of Sansorgus is where you're going. But
It's
where
a big
on
planet.
Sansorgus is...
Yeah.
It's a planet. Xander,
Well,
it might
yes.
be possible to narrow some of the possibilities with some of the research you've done.
Isn't it like one of
Once
those
you get
Star
to
Wars
planet.
planets where it's like all desert? No?
I'm thinking that once we leave here and head towards that planet, that I'm going to go through what I have to see if I can pinpoint the specific location on that planet, so we're not searching the whole planet, because that'll take forever.
Well, it might take half of forever with our surveying sensors, but it'll take a while.
It's true, we have the best.
You get, and you also get a final transmission, Twinkle, from Arturo Aramal III. It's just like there's just a bit of like, I think there's a bit of a deal. It's like, he's like, I just wanted to wish you good luck before you head out. Sparkle Barley. And he goes, I would, he goes, he goes, in all of the time that we've
What a
researched
gem.
in all of the time we've researched it, not even the Araldus Guild has been able to uncover much about what you're looking into. And he goes, and he looks for a moment and he goes, and yes, I have said too much at this point, but good luck. And then the transmission ends. There's just something that like in that sparkle barley. Yep.
And he's gonna turn to Xander and go, the Araldus Guild?
Okay. Sure.
Well, I guess we have some research to do while we're on the way there.
Yeah. I need to look more. I'm trying to look over this book. This book is fascinating. Maybe I don't need that book just yet.
Would I know anything about the Araldus Guild? Sparkle Barley. It's a fucking joke.
I love it.
Sparkle.
You really don't know. Anything about this. Is the first you've ever actually even heard the name mentioned. And there was just like this.
Do you need Twinkle to roll as well, or is that not gonna get any better?
That's just This is one of those things. It's
Okay.
You're gonna have to discover as you go along. But yeah, there's a go. Sorry.
Do we know anyone who has a surname Araldus?
No.
Oh, that's why I'm like, but the name Araldus is so familiar, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Araldus Chapman, pitcher. Duh. Sports on the brain, my bad. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the only other orders that Twinkle would have specifically to give to people before we leave. Yeah, see if we can dig up anything on Araldus before we, leave dock, preferably. It's easier to get a hold of info that way. But yeah, it's going to Rulia.
Yeah, she's already at the con. She's like, "What's up, Fuzzy?"
Captain Fuzzy to you. Now, I'm going...
Sorry, Captain Fuzzy.
Now, when we leave, I'm going to need you to put the ship into the wall, just like you did the first time.
She just looks at you and goes, "Never gonna live that one down."
Oh no, you've started a tradition, and I intend to keep it. Every time we leave a new port of call, I expect a new mark on the side of this ship.
She just looks at you like, "Okay, that's enough. I get it."
I'm not joking.
You're really serious.
No matter who is in that seat, that will be happening.
And she just looks at you. She's like, "Okay, it's your property damage to deal with."
Paint. If I have any reports of hull integrity loss, that's a different story.
That's how you tell if a pilot is worth their salt. Scratch the paint, don't hurt the hull.
Right. Ovesh. She's a good
that's
pilot.
The wrong one.
I was about to say, oh my god, Ovesh is on my ship. Uh-oh.
No, Vesh pilot? How did she get to your shit?
That sounds like something that would happen in
She has
Cosmos.
ninja powers too.
Sounds like something that would happen in Cosmos.
I'm in the wrong goddamn character sheet here.
But is a
Actually,
good roll.
you should have control
should I?
of Rulia as well. Go ahead and make her piloting check if you want. She's
Let
your
us-
NPC.
I
NPC.
do
I don't have to make all.
not.
I only have to make some. You don't? I could have sworn.
Rulia is... Oh, yep, there she is. There we go.
I was gonna say.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Piloting. Wow.
It's the exact same thing I rolled with it.
Okay.
Well,
Haha.
fairly competently gets it leaves. She leaves a check mark on the side of the hull or on the side of the paint job. She was like, all right,
A swoosh, you say?
not a swoosh, just a check mark.
Just a check mark.
Well, the
I was gonna say,
Xander,
Captain, I
We
don't
don't
think
wanna
this
get
is a.
sued.
Just do it. Sorry, go ahead.
Xander, you had some research you were gonna do here real quick. You had a bunch of research you were gonna do.
Do it.
That's just all I do is research.
Do it now.
You are the guy who comes up with answers.
Okay. So, I've been reading that book and then comparing the notes, and I tried to figure out what goes together, where I'm supposed to find whatever I am to get a more pinpoint location on this planet on where we go, so we're not wandering around forever trying to figure out what to do.
All right, so give me a cultures or computer roll, because I know you put a lot of stuff into your data, into your dump, put a lot of stuff in there. All right, and as an envoy, don't you get you get skill expertise? So roll your expertise dice on that as well. You don't have an exact location, but you have a fairly close, you have an approximation. Like you have a set of coordinates that it's got to be between. You have a parameter.
So I have
within-
like a hemisphere.
You have a hemisphere, yeah, you have a hemisphere and you've got a perimeter within that hemisphere and whatnot. You can't be, you might know more as you get closer and you're able to utilize your sensors to look for various things.
Okay, so then I relay that to Captain and be like, okay, so my general knowledge is it's between this spot and this spot. So for that general area, let's scan that area, and that'll give us a more precise location. But I know it's between there and there. That's where we need to go. It's just, yeah.
Alrighty, we'll start there. And if our lead on the Araldis Guild bears any fruit, I'm expecting, well, leftover equipment, maybe a ruin or two, something with their name on it. Well, then we have a decision to make, don't we? Whether it's on the right or wrong path. Saying they never found anything. That old bastard knows more than he's letting on. If he could only get my name right.
Yeah, it's generally the thing. That's kind of his thing. He just always gets it wrong.
Sparkle Barley is pretty awesome, seriously.
Sparkle.
Yeah, I like that one.
You know, actually, Twinkle is making a note of that. If we ever survive all of this shit, he is starting a brewing company called Sparkle. They're going to make sparkling barley. How's that sound?
There we go.
I actually kind of love that.
Nice.
Is it a champagne? Is it barley wine? Who knows?
You
Go ahead.
let's cut from there over to Captain Zai and Company. Well, King Zai, Commodore Zai, the Zai of many titles. You have managed to get back to your ship, and you have received a you did receive a transmission from Dr. Talat that was simply a set of coordinates. You are muted.
I know, I said I'll be there in just 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, yeah, but since all this other stuff has come up, it suddenly occurs to me that if we're trying to get people on our side that are going to believe that there's, like, you know, a crazy time continuum thing happening, we're still in the perfect place to ask for help from the biggest, baddest group of assholes that there is. So I'd like to try and get a seat, or not a seat in front of the council. I'd like to go see the council, or at least try.
You want to go see the Pact World Council?
No, we're on Broken Rock still. I
Oh,
want to see the Council of Pirates. I know that one human lady and Vames and Zeridan, so that's 3 ends.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So much of the council is not here right now. Like Vames is here, but Zeridan is out, and so is the old lady. Rigo.
Of course she is. Go ahead, Rigo's there.
Rigo is there, but there's a couple of other pirate lords you've never met that are there, and there are some that are not there. Like it's an incomplete council, but you can probably talk to at least a few of them.
That makes it slightly more annoying. But I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, well, they're pirates. They don't all operate on the same schedule. Some of them are actually out pirating.
So it's a 28 because I only get a d6 plus 1.
Well, I think the
go ahead.
I think it's it's possible to see see the council that is there, and you know, pretty much Vame seems to be the one that they've chosen to do most of this speaking at this point, because
which is so hilarious. But go on.
The rest of them look mostly disinterested.
Mm.
Well,
if this is going to be easier with me just talking to Vames, I'd already planned that too. I'm going to try and rally these people, though. So,
Rigo is just kind of like Rigo is there, and he's kind of he's distracted, but he's always a bit distracted.
Right, but Rigo can translate if this doesn't go over very well. But anyway, it still wasn't a bad score. So basically, I set it up like it is. I'm like, so in fact, I'll set up the 3D so they can fucking see all the graphs and stuff. So through a series of events that have led to this point, the universe is about to end, and there's a bunch of bad people that are going to make it to where none of us get to make money anymore if they have their way, and everything will be destroyed. I even throw in the snuff film because, it's just me dying over and over again, so it's okay.
They're like...
And I'm like, this is also a thing. I'm not actually worried about this, because if the universe ends, the Zai Killer loses. And so, if you could help, I'd really like to have you guys help.
They kind of talk. There's a little bit of discussion amongst them, and Vames is like, look, this is all very impressive, but some of the people here, we're all aware that you have some of the most talented computer experts and hackers in the universe. There's more than a few that figure that there's more than a little bit of doubt as to whether any of this is actually legitimate.
Is this what they call being hoisted by one's own petard?
Yeah, it's just for being mean, that's all.
I mean, he makes a good point.
Yeah.
I think Rigo is like, it's not that he's like, if this is all well and true, how is it that you would have come up?
Say that last thing again, Jesse.
You're cutting out.
You were cutting out. But you've been delayed for a while. Hang on.
We're getting some cut out from you, Justice, still.
You can hear me now.
Alright, well...
I'm not
here. You're clear now.
And try to drop and rejoin.
Well, you're clear now, Jesta.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think Riga. You'll have to repeat what you said, Chris, because I completely didn't
Rigo
hear
Res,
anything like.
I heard I think, and that's it. So what did Rigo Res say?
I still can't hear you in the Discord.
I can hear him.
La 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 la.
I'm assuming everyone else can hear him, but Jester,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
All right. Well, hang on.
Welcome back.
Can you hear me now, Jester?
Oh, his picture's frozen.
Yeah, I
Right.
think Jester's computer is having a big ol' stinky poo right now.
Okay. So long as it's not
That's
me.
the scientific term.
That's a scientific.
Stinky poo.
Yes.
And he dropped. All right.
Mm.
It was. Hey, it wasn't a bad frozen screen for him though.
Mm.
So, yes, being hoisted by your own petard. Is that how you put it?
Yeah.
Have we doctored any footage recently?
We're really good at it, and we're known for being really good at it. And technically not doctored, but I did send out a video after the whole Cordrum thing that was like, "Hi, you know this guy. He was a steward, and then he was a Hell Knight. He was also a pirate. He got fired from all those jobs for being a bigoted dick. And now he works for this guy, Face's
Alright.
dad." That was the last thing I sent out.
Alright.
You're
All
back.
right. I am back.
Okay,
Welcome
can you
back.
hear me, Chester?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
All right. I just needed to know what he said, Rigo, that is, because I missed all of it.
Alright. Well, I think Rigo probably says something to the effect of, if this is true, how do you come by it?
Random happenstance.
Convenient.
Convenient,
He's
yes.
Yeah. And Rigo kind of goes, I'm not certain what to think of this. He goes,
Rigo, you've known me for a long time. Why would I lie about this? What do I
yeah,
gain
but
by trying to save the universe?
Money?
that's also a very big question at hand, but the bigger point is this sounds a lot like conspiracy theories.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah, it does. If I didn't have a gray on my ship right now, I'd agree with you 112%.
He goes, we all have met Squishy, and that was enough. But this
Right,
seems
this
a
one's
bit
not
more-
squishy. This is squashy.
This seems a bit more than just an isolated spotting of a gray or two. And I think Vames is kind of like, Vames is like, look, I'm not certain what you think, what you're hoping to accomplish. The free captains are not exactly an armada or a fleet. They don't exactly take on.
That's a
Whatever
reroll for the day.
Like, what in the world is like, what even would we? You've not even specified who this great enemy is even supposed to be.
I certainly did. The Dominion of the Black is pretty much a great enemy, don't you think?
It's like, the Dominion of the Black is contained to the Octurne. They fight the cultists of Nyarlathotep. Long as the Nyarlathotep cultists and are
I think you
and the
guys
Dominion
are
of the
seeing
Black
me
are
today.
war. Is like,
Damn. Captain pulled a
I
fucking
think-
mining station.
yeah, I think.
Yep.
I think they put that like there's just like there's a bit of like talk amongst themselves and whatnot. like and what have you. But there's no like real unified answer. You know,
Nope. I thank them
there you
and
go.
I nod to Vames, and I'm like, dude, I'm out. To the rest of them, it was thank you for your time. Good day. And I leave like someone who didn't get his way. But it's a 27 without the D6, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be outside of whatever meeting room that was. Like, I'm obviously armed to the teeth, probably talking to everyone else's bodyguards, you know.
Mm,
Right.
You
that's
like
true.
come
You
out.
got to actually wear your suit.
Yeah, exactly. You like come out and I like nod, follow in step behind, and then maybe
Right. You
like
see me flip my cape, and you know that I am angry and it's time to go.
yeah, I follow in step for about a minute in silence, and then finally I'm like, want to talk about it, big guy?
So, because I've managed to gather a bunch of badasses, everybody thinks that I'm cool on my own. And for the most part, they think at this point I'm also eccentrically fucking crazy and I'm following a bunch of conspiracy nuts. To which, honestly, I completely am, and it's annoying as fuck. Oh, and
Yeah.
the other day when the dude wandered through that door, he was on my crew before you got here. He's pretty cool, and he brought me stuff with this spoon. And I really wanted to stab everyone in that room with this spoon. So instead, we're gonna leave.
Burn Ward is completely silent during all this.
By the
Waits
way,
about
that was all via Tiara because I'm not that crazy.
I want to
and
see the alternate universe where you actually stabbed everyone with that spoon.
Same
yeah.
here.
Well, you are holding the spoon, so that alternate reality does exist somewhere.
Yeah.
No, Burn Ward pauses for about 10 seconds. Goes, that's pretty rough. Want to shoot some shit in the heck?
Maybe later. We have more stuff to do. Where are we headed next? Oh, let's go see the doctor. Have you read up on his file yet?
Yeah, I don't really need to read too much up on Erner Brontalit. I mean, you guys have a little bit of information we didn't know, but, he's a concerning figure to say the least. You want me to bring the big guns, or...?
No.
That was a hypothetical. I am bringing the big guns. I was just wanting to see how bad you were not wanting it.
Well, no, I was thinking just bring the small guns because you need to bring the big grenades. Because if he does decide to make a move, we're actually just as fucked, if not more fucked, than if we were standing before Cordrum with only a, water pistol.
Be honest with you, doesn't actually seem like Talit's style to try and come out and make an attack on you, especially on his own turf.
I just hope he reacts better to this conversation than those guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to start blowing stuff up.
Something tells me he knows a little bit more about this than maybe even we do. So,
Well,
probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening. It did help a little bit. Oh, also, while I'm thinking about it and we're walking back to the ship, as far as the cops go, Rec is on the cops specifically to make sure that you don't go a little bit too hell night on all these people.
Understandable.
And remember, if we're in a public type situation and battle breaks out, we save civilians first and get the fuck out of there.
If you insist.
I know. Well, oh, also, remember the other night when we were at Bort's?
Yeah?
Yeah, so I kept that bartender pretty well and got told that there was some shit talking going on by our new engineer. So later, after we leave, I think you guys should do some training exercises.
You cannot see his face, but you can definitely tell a slight grin perks up and he goes, always ready, Captain.
I was going to say, the bonus of wearing a mask your entire life until you decide not to is that you can hear the muscles tighten in someone's face.
Right.
So I definitely know that you got a kick out of that.
Yeah.
As we get closer to the ship, I send in a call. Yeah, first call of season time.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
And I'm like, get ready to leave. We have shit to do. We're gonna go see the doctor. Everybody be on board and ready to go in 15 minutes.
Right on. Yeah, Ryan, you probably get that message too.
Oh yeah, I remotely start the pre-flight checks
I love
Yep.
Cortexes.
Is that-
as I'm punching my makeshift punching bag.
Is that due to like space COVID? Like remote start pre-flight?
God.
If you want to
That's
think of
good.
it that way, sure. I'd keep at least 6 feet distance.
That's more personal preference than anything.
You
I don't
just
like
zoom,
you guys.
God, you just Zoom call engineering. All right, first you need to do this, then no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it and Whistle Fizz is getting on top of his part of that as well. Like he
I
probably
love Whistle
like goes
Fizz.
down to physically. He probably goes down to physically oversee like shit. Like it's just like okay.
Why I could do it remotely. I love an exocortex.
Whistle Fizz does he'd prefer to actually go down there anyway. That's kind of who he is, like the hands-on type. Yeah, he probably yeah. You come like as you get on the ship, Captain. There's already like the engine's already getting started up and what have you.
Cool. So let's see. So you need Jim, Rossif, Tixpit, Rek, and Zen Faresh. So they'll report to you once we get on board. And after we've gotten into the sky and started heading to these coordinates, meet me in, I don't know, whatever that training. Oh yeah, we have the elite training bay. Meet me in the training bay, and I'll send for Ryan.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you should have control over your pilots, so you can make the piloting check for them.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a kick-ass fucking minute with 4 horns.
Hefis Bavros.
Right. The wrestler. He makes the diamond cutter inside of his horns. It's awesome. Alright, I'm a pilot now. Hang on. How's that?
There you go. All right.
Alright. I don't scrape paint off the side of the ship.
Why not?
You.
It's
Yeah,
that
you
weird
made
cast iron coat, so it wouldn't show anyway.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Gunmetal.
And
Yeah.
while that is going on, I want to cut back to the stellar flare. Vesa, and I'm gonna do a scene that's gonna be done in 2 parts here. So you guys are gonna Ashira, Vesa, you're both kind of in this scene, but not in the same scene. So it's
Okay.
kind of a cut back and forth. So we start with maybe this is sort of the aftermath. Like you finally there's a moment where like Nurx is like, Captain, there's a ship that just detached from the hull. Can't get to him. Like we're under too much fire. And there's a bit of like there's a moment where like your people, like some of your people come back up on, come to the bridge. Like you sent Qualu and that way. Qualu and his team. Qualu comes to the bridge and he's got or actually, he probably calls you from. You guys have a med bay on the Stellar Flare? I don't remember. I don't know if you added one or not.
No,
Okay.
we
Well, he probably
added.
just brings.
We added a hydroponic garden
Okay. Well,
because we're growing hyperleaf, but we don't give a fuck about med bays.
okay. All right. Well, then
Naturally.
he probably brings him to the bridge. He probably brings
Wow.
him to the bridge. Like Qualo brings Kolnak to the bridge,
Okay.
and Kolnak is kind of like he sits him down on one of the science chairs station, computer station chairs that's not being used. And he's like, we found him unconscious, and Kolnak is like, he kind of like shakes his head. He's like, oh, I gave him a hit. I don't think I've ever been hit that hard. Well, maybe once or twice, but no, maybe not. Hell, it reminds me of my cousin a bit, but much harder.
I want to know what fights he's gotten into with his
Hey,
cousin.
so did you get your wingman made so your doctor wingman can like work on this?
And he
No,
kind of
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
and he kind of looks up at you. He goes, Vista, it's he goes, all I can he goes, there was a lot of smoke and a lot of confusion. There was a psychic backlash from. We got the containment field back under control, but the psychic backlash, it knocked us off our feet. I looked around when and there was some boarding party charging at us, and we looked up, and there was all this smoke, and there was a figure that dropped out of one of the events, and well, I didn't get the best look at, and then we flip over to Ashira, and Ashira, and there is a figure that enters the room, and you can't quite tell. Like, there's two figures. First, like there's a Kasathan that comes in first, and then something that seems a bit bulky, and you can't really tell what it is that comes in second. You're kind of looking at it, and he goes, and there's a moment where there's a moment where like you can barely see out of the corner of your eye, and you hear the voice say, "Release. The shields will be fine." And you feel the restraints on your legs and your wrist release.
Oh. Okay, so then, this is probably. How long have I been tied up down there?
You're not entirely certain because you don't know how long you were out.
I'm wondering, muscles tightening and stuff like that. Like, how hard is it going to be
Yeah.
for me to just get on my feet? That's why.
You're sore.
Okay. So I'm not moving my fastest.
And he goes, yeah.
What? So can I just run out? Like, just.
You could.
I'm
they're
gonna have
blocking.
to. I'm gonna be lost
Yeah.
anyway, right? Because I don't know this place I'm
Yep.
at. Oh.
Yeah, and you saw the shimmering of the shield as they passed through the door. Like, even if you can get past them and get past the door, there's a shield in place.
Okay. Well, let's just do this one thing at a time. Okay.
Yeah.
Get to the door. Try to get out the door.
Well, as soon as you set up, the second figure moves towards you
Oh.
and looms taller, very tall over you. And there's something familiar. And you can't. But the light is sort of behind him.
Please don't let this be.
And we
Clinton.
And then we cut back over to Vesa and Kolnak. You're never gonna believe it. It was. I didn't get the best look, but I could have swore it was. And then we cut back over to you, Ashira, and it's Nahir.
Oh my
But
god!
it's not
Shut
What?
up.
But it is not the Nahir you knew. And maybe we cut back over to we get like Vase's initial, or we get Ashira's initial facial reaction, and we get, and then we get like we cut back over, and we come back in as Kolnak is going, Nahir Tobo Jafin. You never met him. He was a good friend of the captain's, but this isn't Arnie here. His eyes were far too cold. There wasn't any compassion in them. And here was a stick in the mud, but he did what he did to keep people safe for the most part. And this one, I don't know where he's come from, what he is. Some kind of replicant clone, I don't know. But he's not Arna here. And he hits harder than anything that I've ever been hit by. And Ashira, like, you look up and see that this Nahir, his face is cold. He is wearing no mask. Half of his face looks to have been burnt off. He is no longer a living being in the traditional sense, and his eyes have black flames in them. And he looks at you and he goes, "It is her, isn't it?" And there's a moment, and Kirsa, the other form, the doctor goes, it's confirmed. Not a replicant. Not sure how. But it's really her." And this Nahir looks at you and goes, "Look at me." He goes, "Look, I am what you could not kill. What none of you could kill. Now I have you, the Queen of Storms, risen from the dead." and then we cut back over to Ashura, what's your reaction to this, first of all?
What the fuck is happening?
Like,
First of all, what the hell is the Queen of Storms? Like, I have all these conversations and questions in my head.
Yeah.
Like, why did he call me Your Highness? Then why is this asshole staying in front of me being all kind of douchey? And then why, what the hell is the Queen of Storms?
he goes, and Kirsa looks at you and goes, I wouldn't exactly play dumb. This is the genocide proof. This is what? The only survivor of the Adari.
What the hell are you talking about?
He goes, perhaps I should run a few more tests. There seems to maybe have been some damage to the memory, perhaps. I'm not.
I don't have brain damage. I don't know what you're talking about.
He just looks at, he goes, "I would claim ignorance too."
Jesus, do we have some kind of lie detector test? You got a truth serum? Fucking come on.
Yeah, and he just kind of like looks at you and he goes, he just kind of looks at you coldly for a second and then says nothing more and turns, and like you see the flash of energy as he goes through the shield and the door closes behind him. And Kirsa just looks at you and goes, "Yeah, he goes, would you mind letting me run a few? You know what? I can just run them from here." And he kind of turns around and like punches on the computer a bit. He goes, "If it wouldn't be too much trouble, if you could lay back for a second, the scans will be a little bit more accurate that way."
Fine.
And he kind of punches a few things, and there's like a green light as a scan goes over like your body and over your head, and stops for a moment. And it's just kind of like, and then we cut back over to, and then we're gonna cut back over to Zai, you and you guys have managed to hit drift, and this is about the time where you asked Burn Ward to meet you.
What are you snooping?
What? Hmm? Oh, what am I? Oh, sorry. Never mind. Never mind. I'm
I
getting
love
with the
those-
program.
Yeah, I love those moments when you're like, oh shit, they're talking to me in game.
Well, also, my son's name is Ryan, but spelled differently.
God. See, listen, you
That's
you made
okay.
your bed here. Your name is Brian. You made a character named Ryan, which is kind of the similar name to your son. You are the one who made the confusion bit.
I know, I did.
Okay.
So Captain Sai is calling me. It's like, yeah, what do you want? Working out a bit. Running some diagnostics.
Take a look at it. Can you meet
Do
us
I need-
there?
Do I need to bring my weapons or anything
Well,
like
don't
that?
you always carry your weapons?
Well, most do.
Yeah. Be a Boy Scout, whatever that is, and be prepared. And meet us there.
Be a Boy
Okay.
Scout, whatever that is.
Don't bring the dog. And then here, or burn word, if your dog's here, send it home.
No, it's
Or
home.
not Nahir. Damn it! See, I don't know stuff, and I'm calling you Nahir already. Burn ward.
No, my dog is still in its room. I went and gave it some water and then came straight to the thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know. You took good care of it. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Also, I leveled up, and I don't remember what that perk is. What that thing is? That feat. That's the word. But I did take it because I did have an open feat slot. So as long as there's no prereqs, I took it.
No, for the first one, there's no prereqs.
Yeah, there's no
Yep.
prereqs on the first.
All right, I took it. I'll figure
That's
out
awesome.
which one it is.
I'm glad that everyone can at least control their dog or other pet. It's great.
I have the
also like
second
that
level
everyone-
perk in mine, so
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
yeah, I make my way to the training or
Making your way downtown.
Ooh, I guess I should have someone else here, huh? Let's have Barbaros or Havis come as the secondary person, so this isn't one of those things. All right, so Havis shows up right about the same time, and I'm like, so I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing wrong with this system, Brian, but the bartender at Bort's the other night mentioned to me that you were talking trash. And
he's gonna get a thrashing next time I'm there. That little.
That's fine. That's fine. That's what happens when they don't have Kusathan bartenders at Bort's. But so Burnward here isn't necessarily even angry about the whole situation, but if you need to test your skills and see if he's up to snuff, then Burnward, get him.
Yeah, and Burnward is just kind of chilling, drinking a beer. He's got just a sleeveless wife beater on, and you can see just all of these massive tattoos on his left arm that are super fucking devil style, ritualistic. And then the right arm is just burned to shit, just destroyed with burn scarring. And he just looks and goes, "Hey."
Good old fisticuff. I like this.
Yeah.
And Ryan, he sort of undoes his work coveralls, ties it around the waist, and pulls his undershirt off, and starts doing the whole neck cracking thing. He's for a human, he's not badly built.
Oh yeah, no, and Burnward is only
He has
human
brand
as well.
muscles.
Yeah. Burnward's also just so Burnward is built a bit more like a slab of meat, probably, but if you're pretty well built, it's not like a David and Goliath situation. It's probably more like a Goliath and an average larger guy sort of situation.
I look at Hafis as it starts, and I go, "So, who do you think's gonna win?"
Aphis goes, I've never seen either of them fight, but usually the Hell Knights have a reputation for being very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Let's see.
And then I turn back to Tixpit, and I'm like, "Tixpit, what do you think?" Yes, fight. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
just-
fight.
just very
Fists go
excited.
punch. Yes. Yeah, let me take down my temp HP I get from shields, because I'm obviously not wearing my shield, because that's fucking would be rude. And take off my armor. Sorry, I have to untick a whole bunch of boxes that I usually would never have unticked. So, let's see here.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah, right. Let's see. My base
Yeah, I
attack
can't
bonus.
use my temp HP too. I'm gonna be that mean and activate that shield.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. Boop. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. That's the button that I needed. Okay. Perfect. So, yeah. Burn Ward steps up and is like, he steps up and kind of cracks his knuckles and, it's like, if you want the first hit, you can have it.
Oh,
I'm pulling a
please
shot.
roll 20.
I'll be
Please
a
roll
gentleman.
20.
You can throw the first punch.
Just fight.
Yeah, no. He's like,
That's
alright,
the
if you
captain's response.
insist.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
he's like-
fight.
Yeah, he's like, alright, if you insist, and, let me see here. I do 1d6. I have to make my own fucking unarmed attack now. So I do 1d6, strength, there we go. No other modifiers. Yeah. He's just like, alright, if you insist, and just, like, squares one right in the face.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, down to SP?
Yeah, almost. Nowhere near.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying, do you want to do this down to SP, or how you want to do this?
Yeah, until we knock the SP out. I
Yeah,
know you'll
yeah.
have more.
Oh yeah, I've got mountains of HP, so just SP sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
do you think you're going to see this coming?
Good question. I don't know. Let's see it. Really? Damn! How do you get those kind of crazy on arms?
Because I took the improved unarmed feat.
Ah! Well
I told you I made
played.
I told you I made a scrapper.
All right. Well, Burn Ward didn't even make 2 attacks. You do hit. Yep, because that's above a 17, which is his KAC. Okay. Well, Burn Ward kind of like takes a couple blows and kind of rolls with them, you know. Kind of smiles and goes, "Ah, you're one of those tricky bastards." And Burn Ward is going to... He's gonna attack... You know what? Yeah, he's gonna attack 3 times. He's going to make a charge into 2 attacks. So... Let's see. First things first, the charge is just a standard unarmed attack, right? Against your combat maneuver,
KAC.
correct?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So yeah, he'll do that. No other modifiers. 22 beat your combat maneuver?
Nope.
No? But does it
Nope.
beat your standard KAC though?
It beats the standard KAC, but not the combat maneuver.
Okay, so I get the punch off, I just don't charge, which means I can only get 2 attacks, which I'm fine with. Yeah. So, 19, does that hit your KAC? This is a good question.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, yeah. So, Burn Ward, like, tries to, like, charge at you, but maybe you just, like, duck out of the way properly, and he just gets 2, like, normal punches off.
Christopher,
What?
coming over the mics like a scraping sound?
I don't know what I'm doing. But let's just mute it again.
Yep.
So yeah, he's going to throw 2 punches at you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty significant. 24 and 25. Jesus, you are knocking it out. All right. Okay. Yeah. He fucking gets a hit twice and is just like, well, fuck. I think it's at this point, you get 2 real good hits in the face, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Burn Ward looks, kind of does that thing where, like, you wipe the side of your mouth, you know? A little bit of blood's trickling out. He's like, you know, if I didn't have these teeth replaced, you might have knocked one of them out. And, he is
Same
going
here.
to activate... Yeah. And he's going to activate Wrathful Warrior. There we go. So, first of all, I get 1d4 plus half my soldier level. D4 plus 6. Cool. 9 rounds. So, let's see. I get a... Let's see here. -1 to my AC. However, I do get... Let's see. Damage increases by 1 per level. So that's going to be 12 extra damage. And then alongside that, I also get Hammer Fit. Oh! Oh, no, that's for a different thing. Sorry, I gotta look through just one thing.
Take your time.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Ah, +2 damage to that. So that ends up being +3 damage. And then temporary hit points equal to my soldier level, so it's 12 extra HP. And then I have close enough to kill, Soldier's Onslaught. Okay, yeah, now I get Soldier's Onslaught. Cool. So, let's see here. This will just allow me to make 3 attacks without worrying about it. Let's see. So, modifiers, that equals out to a net 0 because I make characters and plan them good. Let's see. So that's 1 attack, 2 attack, and 3 attack. Damn. Yeah. Burn Ward just, like, kind of smiles, and then you just see, like, his eyes, like, narrow like an animal. And he just, like, runs up at you and just, like, slam, slam, slam. Just, like... Oh, and that actually should be a 16, a 15, and a 17. I forgot to add the bonus damage there. But yeah, he just, like, runs up and just, like, fucking fists, like, goddamn, like, irons. Just, like, right into, like, one in the chest, and then, like, one in the stomach, and then another one in the stomach.
Yeah, that's definitely... Yeah. Ryan just rears up, and all you see is a targeting retinal pop up in his eyes, like, oh, you want to play games now, do ya?
Yeah, and he like just doesn't even say anything. You just see this wide wolfish grin, partially obscured by like the burns on his right side, just like, you know. Nice. Let's see, so... Woo! There goes my temp HP. Let's see here.
That's 50.
Yes, that is. And that brings me down, not past SP yet, but pretty low.
Well, yeah. Well, Ryan drops to one knee because you start seeing some blood trickle out of the side of his mouth.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's like, oh, that last one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between us mechanics and soldiers. You got some tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah, and Burnward is like, yeah, and typically soldiers don't shit talk behind their back. And he's gonna run 3 more attacks.
Oh, he's like, I give up.
Oh, you give up?
I give up. You knocked me 3 past my SP.
Oh shit. Yeah. And no, actually, so he probably, as he's winding up a kick, you're like, hold up. Yeah, and he reaches down and helps you up. And if you take it, of course.
Oh, he takes it.
Yeah, and goes, gets you a beer, walks up and goes, shit, you punch pretty good. And just hands you the beer.
Hey, when you worked on the docks as long as I did, you had to learn how to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And Burnward probably, like, sits down on his cooler and is just like, oh, jeez. Like, fucking, and you just see, like, him doing that definitely, like, took it out of him, at least for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He just kind of, he, like, leans back and is like, oh, man. Captain, don't set up any more fights for at least 20 minutes. He takes another drink.
Yeah. I just knock back the beer. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the
So-
mouse swish to clean out some of the blood. Swallow.
Yeah. Oh, classic. Yeah, no, definitely I think that is a Ryan and Burnward get to know each other better through fighting moment.
Oh, yeah. There is respect.
Oh, yeah.
I want to cut back over here to Twinkle and Xander. Twinkle, yeah.
Yahar.
There you are. Okay. So you guys have managed to make it to the system with Sansorgus. There you passed like warning buoys that were set out by the Marixa Republic. That while this is Marixa territory, there is an advisory because of all of the recent raiding and what have you. But you managed to hit system, and Sansorgus comes into view, as it were.
Hmm.
We're obviously jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Actually, I'm gonna roll that dice here real quick too. Let's see. So that should only be. It took you 2 days in drift to get here, in which time you've kind of, Bridges grunts for the most part. He's got like one Kennebo with him, one hobgoblin, and I think probably a goblin.
Gotcha.
But but for his part, like, Dridge is probably like the best. Like, he's as good as his money. He's as good at money as you've spent in terms of he really does help you navigate a lot of like the stuff that's going on here. Like he's able to point you directions that you like would run that you want to go. Where you need to adjust your the tuning on your engines or whatever. You have a couple of moments that are close and tense, but it's those moments where it's like, yeah, it's a get-around authority, like official military ship that's here. Of course, they'll deny all knowledge of it, but they like you're sitting there with your shields off and your weapons powered down, just sweating it out as this get-around authority ship just like passes you by for a moment. And then you manage to make your way to Sansorgus. Would you like to give me a computer check to see if you can't narrow the search to where you're looking for?
Alright, do we get help from our sensors for that?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yes, it's very much sensor activity.
Let's figure out all of the bonuses that we get from all of that stuff. So, first off, surveying sensors. So, let's see here. Doubles the bonus to computer checks granted by the starship sensors. Okay. Our let's see, sensors. They're asking about our computers. Well, no, advanced long range modifier 4, but it doubles it to a +8. Whoever's going to be on that. And let's see. Okay, and we've got a whole bunch of increased range, which is absolutely ridiculous. We get like 750 meter view rate, scanner range on surface. I love that. Okay. Who we got on ship that I had designated for that? We could just make Twinkle do it. He's computers, so we'll make Twinkle do it.
Right.
So Twinkle, and he gets an 8 on top of whatever we roll for computers. And he can spend Resolve to re-roll it if it's not good.
Alright.
Well, that's a 50, a 52.
Alright, so you managed to, get, you managed to narrow down right where, with the stuff that Xander, basically Xander has a set of, of ruins and whatnot that are depicted and what have you, and geologically speaking, he was able to narrow down where the ruins were and whatnot. You're able to, by utilizing landmarks from the pictures and whatnot that Xander brought up, you're able to find exactly where, and find a spot in the ruins that seems to be depicted. One of the ones depicted in the book when they're talking about talking about the sifter.
Right. A 52. Sorry. Just Jesus. Okay.
Twinkle, as a delayed effect here, give me a culture check.
Okay. Can do. Yes. Am I able? Well, does this involve the ruins?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if it involves ruins, xenoarchaeology is the thing.
So, your that wrist computer that Serold gave you unfolds, opens up, a display pops up, and they're a hollow display, and there is a stylized E in the center of a gold ring, and it says, there's a voice that says, "Heraldus Guild," referencing. Heraldus Guild is a guild of explorers set to delve the mysteries of the universe, founded in, and then there's just like a pause, data corrupted, data unavailable, founded by, data unavailable, and then it goes through a few data unavailables, but it is like there's like a couple of there are a couple of hollow images that come up of various ruins, some of which, one or two of which you've actually been to at some point, but they're just they appear to be just random ruins. It's like archive data from various points in history, and data corrupted, data unavailable.
Half jokingly, he mutters to himself, "What good is this fucking thing?" Okay, a mining guild, right?
Nope.
You didn't say a mining guild? What did it? Sorry.
No, it was a guild dedicated to the researching of the ancient mysteries of the universe.
Okay, don't know where I got
And then
mining
when
guild
it
from.
started, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
either.
Mm.
There's, but that's, but you get a sense, like when you look at it, you get a sense that whatever Serold gave you, whatever this thing is, it may not be able to give you all of the answers, but it seems to at least be able to give you some hints if you think about it.
Can I roll to think about it, or do I just have to think about it?
At this point, like you get the impression that there's not much more to be delved from this particular subject at the moment.
Right.
You're getting the feeling that like there's that this thing is not going to be the most consistent.
Yeah.
But it's going to like it's worth a try.
Gotcha.
Is there any other topic that you'd like to try to consider?
Well, help me out here, Commodore. What other topics are we needing to consider? You're muted, by the way, if you're talking. Oh, wait, no, you're not muted. Never mind. We can't hear you, though, if you're saying anything. We still can't hear you. Did he run away?
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Oh Gorb.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, bowling ball. Nice. Because I just realized I need this light source, like, right here, so you can see my face. How's that look? Better.
Oh, you were being asked a question.
I was on mute, so I didn't
No.
point.
We took you out of bad boy mute jail. Don't worry.
Well, hello, sir.
Hi. What's up? Am I Mahala?
No, we found out we've got a spacefaring Pokédex, but instead of Pokemon, it tells us about relevant things like the Araldus Guild. How basically they were big bad Cthulhu space hunters of mysteries and shit like that. Who knows when? And well, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else we need to ask the Pokédex about anything else we might need to look into.
Loyalty -0.
Loyalty line is a good one. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But didn't Serold also say that there were side effects of using them too much?
I mean, yes, but since when has scientific discovery ever gotten in the way? Or
As you
that
wish.
ever gotten in the way of scientific discovery?
So yeah, definitely the loyalty line and
If it makes Twinkle go crazy, great. Like he needed is like it's gonna affect much.
I was gonna say, and I was like, and see if it says, or if it knows if I ever get my dragon head, and
Just
Ooh, is that
I
happening?
actually can't think about anything else at the moment as Zai or myself. I apologize.
yeah, and unfortunately
legend line's
I've packed all of my notes, all of my envelopes and scribblings that have been on those envelopes. Yeah, they're somewhere in a bunch of fucking boxes here. Who knows? So let's see here. Yeah, let's.
Oh,
let's-
wait.
let's- What's up?
Other Twinkle said something
The Mad Tinker.
about. Yeah, did you already ask about the Mad Tinker? While I
No,
was
not
gone?
yet. Let's
Okay,
start with the
so-
Mad Tinker, and then we'll go to the loyalty line if it's not too tired. You're muted, by the way, Jesta.
Yeah, it says the Mad Tinker goes by many names, including including let me see.
I've got my pen
I'm trying to think of the
and my napkin.
your pen and your napkin,
Yes.
including including the including the monster, the insane one, the lost tech. The It's like there's like a bunch of other names that go through. It's like actually it kind of go it actually that's where it starts cycling through. Mad Tinker, identity, unknown, possible candidates, and then it goes gadget, nah, and there's like a readout. It's like nope, probability 0. Um, it's like Requiem, probability 0. And it goes through like a whole list of different. It goes through like it cycles through like a list of at least a dozen names before it starts.
Those sound
going.
like Android line names.
And then eventually it says, it says, actually it comes up with a number of other sounding names too. Like there's some names that sound various different like shadings of what could possibly be like very neutral names. And
But
what
one
have
nickname
you.
is the Lost
eventually-
Tech. Go ahead.
And yeah, and it is one possibility of who the Mad Tinker is. Eventually, after it gets past a couple of dozen names, it goes insufficient data to make an analysis at this time.
Well, we ask you too. What does the Mad Tinker do?
And
Insufficient
while
data.
you're kind of like, I think at this point you're kind of hitting a wall. But I think we're going to cut back real quick here to I've got a couple more scenes I want to cover before we go. First, I want to start with Vesa. Vesa, you're like there's a bit like there's still a lot of like major ship battle going on, but for the time being, Nurx manages to get you pulled out of it. She's like, look, as soon as I got a moment, we're gonna have to hit drift drive, but it's gonna take it. She's like, but we're clear of most of it. Couldn't get a reading, couldn't get anything on the ship that detached from our hull. She's like,
Did we see which way it went?
not a clue. There was too much interference, at least not on my end. And like she looks over towards the computers bay, and like one of the Kasathans that are over there that are manning it, looking like one of them's just like, got nothing. There was too much interference. There were a lot of ECM modules running, a lot of jamming, tech.
Okay. Okay.
But we can tell you this much. We didn't physically. This is going to sound really strange, Captain, but we're physically, our sensors show that we're in the same place as we were before the energy, and before we just suddenly appeared into this. We're showing that we're in the same physical place. It's just there's no broken rock, and a lot of the signals are distorted and weird here. Where I can't explain it.
Okay. Great. Base is gonna sit down in this captain's chair, and she's gonna think. And she's gonna go ahead and just touch that crazy space necklace that Cyril gave to her, and just be like, fuck it. He came out of nowhere. Maybe he can help us figure this out, or maybe this can. So I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna kind of think like a magic 8-ball, sort of like, hi, where are we? And where's Ashira? And I need to find her. And the fuck happened? So
give me a culture check, and we'll see what kind of data you can get out of that index gives you at this point.
Oh, it's real bad.
You can roll your expert.
Oh, that's right. I can't. Well, I also have Can I use any of my feats? Because I've got a feat where I can reroll, not where I can reroll culture. Never mind. All right, so let me do that.
You know who can give you a reroll?
Who?
Deucey.
Deucey!
Deucey's lucky.
Deucey, are you there? Deucey, I need your help.
Yeah, Deucey's like, yeah, we're just cleaning up the mess down here. It's we eliminated the borders. It was it was all right. I mean, Grugus's idea, was to well, I don't know what his idea was, but they, you know what? They were just plumb unlucky.
Yeah, that's spectacular, and I am thrilled out of my gourd. Speaking of luck, can I borrow some of yours?
He goes, he's like, he goes, I told you it was your lucky day when I joined the crew. And he's like, I'll be there in a moment.
Okay.
And he comes it's only a few minutes before he's up there. Like he seems to have come out of the battle without looking bad at all. Like Grugus, of course, has his armor is kind of scorched up. He looks like he's just been through it. He looks unperturbed, but he looks like he's just been in it. Deucey doesn't. Deucey comes over and he's like, he comes over and he's like, yeah, I think he probably comes over and he goes, I think honestly he just kind of blows you a kiss. He's like, mwah, huh. He goes, now try.
Okay. It wasn't any better.
Really,
Hold on, let me do my thing. I think I gotta put a space there. Well, I mean, it's 28. It would have been 30 had you not, sexually harassed me. Even though I asked for it, so I guess it's not harassment. Thanks, Deucey, for trying.
The locket opens up and a holo display pops out in front of you, and he's just like, Deucey's like, no problem, and the holo display pops open and he's just like, reality 8544 is like the pirate queens. And it's like it details. It starts detailing like the pirate queens emerged years ago. There was the Queen of Storms, the Queen of Poison, the Queen of Chaos, and the Queen of Fury. Between the four of them, there was much strife. The galaxy was under a great deal of threat when the pirate queens gathered armadas and began taking on larger and larger prizes, until much territory was controlled by these. There were a few among the holdouts were members of the Pact Worlds, the Adari, Bretheda, and of course Octurne. Octurne proved unconquerable. The Adari was destroyed. No survivors were recorded. However, there was one survivor. Analyzing data, the one they could not kill. And there is there is a picture that comes up, and maybe you've seen it in some of the personnel files, but Kolnak immediately reacts to it, and so does Nurx. Kolnak is like, that's him, and Nurx kind of goes, what the fuck? And it's very clearly a picture of Nahir, and not Nahir. Half of the flesh on his face is burned completely away. Eyes of black flames, and just and like the darkest of armor and a long coat, with and it looks like there have been some more unnatural upgrades to him. His form relatively twisted. And it's like the one they could not kill. Ship Revenant's Revenge. Location unknown. And there's like a bit of like data on like showing systems that are controlled by which queen, and and there is like an area that is listed as being fought over. The Queen of Storms was killed at the Queen of Storms was betrayed and killed at the destruction of the Adari. Theories include the poisoning from the Queen of Venom, a spell duel with the Queen of Fury, or simply being caught in the destruction of the Adari itself. No known record of the Queen of Storms exists after this point.
And
This territory is now under conflict.
Can I ask it questions? Can I ask it more questions?
You can.
Okay.
You're not guaranteed an answer.
Right. Can I see a picture of these pirate queens?
You get like a flashing, blurring image. Data like Queen of Fury. Data unavailable. Queen of Venom unavailable. Queen of Chaos unavailable. Queen of Storms, and there is a picture of Ashira but not Ashira. This is an Ashira that is very, very cold. Very, very... maybe not cold is the best word, but very, very dangerous. And there are those people you look at them and you go, wow, they've got their shit together more than I do. Or there are those times where you like, this is an Ashira that is more focused and has their shit together more than your friend Ashira. This is an Ashira that, in fact, the image of this Ashira that comes up, the Queen of Storms, is of her throwing lightning bolts and frying a number of people. There are various images of her doing this, like in various settings, frying people, like electrocuting and frying people. It's like the Queen of Storms, known for temper, also known for summary executions, lightning raids, and quite literally, and favored and the destruction of the destruction of Castrovel.
Oh shit! Okay, cool. And internally, I'm just like, yeah, that seems like her if she was having a really bad day. Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, Nurks, I need a favor. Is there any way we can track down where the Revenant was last seen? And how would we go about doing that? Can we trail it?
Nurse just shrugs her shoulders. She goes, "Hey, you got me. That's not an Ashira I've ever seen, and that's not a Nahira I've ever seen."
Right.
And
But-
maybe our
Go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry, go for it.
Oh, I'm just wondering if we can figure out where they've been and just follow the breadcrumbs to figure out where they might be going. Because Kolnak said he saw him, and that might be your Nahir, and this is definitely not our Ashira. But if he was on the ship and he's no longer on the ship, we need to figure out where the fuck he is, because Ashira is not on the ship.
It was like Ashira, and then we cut away to Ashira. And Ashira, Dr. Telvono has kind of come in and out. from what little you've hit conversation, from what little conversation you've been able to get out of him, no one here seems to know the name of the one he calls genocide proof, the one they could not kill. He comes back into the room, the one that they could not kill, the genocide proof, and he with the doctor trailing him, he goes, "So, you really have no memory, and he says, there appears to be no brain damage. However, that doesn't rule out magical manipulation. We'll go see a few friends to see if we can't ferret out the truth of that. In the meantime, let's have a conversation." He was like, he says, "If you aren't the Queen of Storms, why do you look like her?
I have no
Who
idea.
are you and where do you come from?"
My name's Ashira. I come from Castavel, and I hate my parents. I don't know who that is.
That is exactly who the Queen of Storms is, or at least who she was.
Oh, for
I'm relatively certain you're not a clone or a replicant. I'm fairly certain I destroyed all of the Queen of Storm's cloning facilities.
I am not a clone, to my knowledge.
He's like, he goes, "Well then, that still leaves the mystery of who you really are and how you got here." And he goes, he looks, he goes, we'll have a few friends of ours take a look and see if they can determine what's going on here.
And what if they get nothing?
He goes, he just looks at you and he goes, "We will see when we see. But if you are the Queen of Storms, I'll have you remember that in the absence of justice, revenge always takes form." And he turns and walks out. And we close there.
So
Everybody send me your player choice awards. And let's start getting sign-offs going.
I lost.
And
my
let's
phone.
start with Xander.
Hold on. I'm
Sign
trying to
up,
put in
Xander.
my thing.
Okay. Doing your vote
Well.
first. I get you.
Well, the page crashed, so I guess we're waiting on that. Never mind. Okay. So I'm Scott, played Xander, and I'm the research dude. I do research. Yay. So we're learning stuff. And apparently the dog's going crazy. Wow. Okay. Regardless of that. I think I'm going to repeat the same thing I did yesterday. And I'm in a game every day of the week because I have mental issues. So if y'all want to watch me, pick a day of the week. I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I'm in every single one because I have issues and I like to play a lot of characters. So we'll stick with that.
Your kitten get my player's choice?
Say hi.
What is
Alright.
the kitten's name?
And Twinkle, why don't you
Lily.
go next?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and today you caught me playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai who pretends that he knows what he's doing, and that is an adorable kitten. Oh.
I love her.
She reminds me of Lulu, my cat here when she was a kitten like a year ago. Cherish it. When they grow up, they're just not as
You're
cute.
terrible.
And they're terrible.
No,
I
because they
agree.
turn into fucking chaos monsters.
Speaking of chaos monsters, you may notice my camera is off right now. That is because I'm moving, so I've been packing and learning. I still have a long ways to go. I'm like, yeah, everything's close to done. Oh, nope, I forgot this and this and this, and it's gonna be a long fucking night and early morning. Okay. Anyways, you can also catch me on Wednesdays playing Acer, Thursdays playing not Acer. Just depends on the day. This week is Severovo, so that would be Moon Scared Boy. Fuck, what's his name? Mike?
You take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon!
Oh, God. Damn it. Persona. Yes, Persona, because, yes. Fridays, you can catch me playing Indiana, the Yaksha pilot with a death wish, literally. And you can also find me on Sunday running Tales from the Cosmos. Yeah, that's me.
Alrighty. Burnward, I need your player's choice, and let's go to Brian.
Yes, I'm Brian. I played Brian O'Dragon tonight. Finally had his fisticuff of Burnward, and they've formed a mutual respect for each other. They both can
Indeed.
hit.
They can.
Hit. I feel sorry for people who get in front of those two in a fist fight. On Tuesdays, that's tomorrow, you can find me running The Beyond in the Numenera setting Earth, 1 billion years into the future. We're finally going to get on track to an actual campaign, and well, we discover rules as we go along now. We've had enough fun playing around with things. Oh yes, and by the way, Scott, your hand, you won't lose your hand for this. We were just practicing. Yeah, that was kind of long story. You got to see the episode. On every other Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday in New Amsterdam, you find me playing Estrella, the Netrunner, who decided that it'd be fun to set off all the fire suppression systems in the building to piss off the one booster gang. But we don't have to deal with suppressive fire because it's not going to work.
True. New Human is pissed.
Bottleneck coming out of the door through a slip and slide. I like it.
Amen.
And on Sundays, you can find me playing either Vraklana, the Blue Cobalt Witch, or Sarsa, the Fletchling Shadow Dancing Monk, which, yeah, that's basically it for me.
Alrighty. Let's go from there to Vesa, Captain Vesa.
Hello, I am Amy Geddon. Today I played Captain Vesa Riven. We're in an alternate timeline. I called it. Or maybe the GM took that idea and was like, fuck it. She's right. It's where you are. Which either way, that's great. And
Nope, that was always the plan.
right. So, my only question for Jesta regarding this particular episode is how many people do I need to kill to become a pirate queen?
Celebrate. How many people do you need
Captain
to
is
celebrate?
just not good enough, huh?
I'm quite sure there's one out there you're going to have to fight.
First,
I'm not fighting Ashira. We will.
hold on. Thinking as the pirate king or queen, pirate king, pirate queen. Am I rich? Because if I am, then I feel like all of you just got a mega fucking bonus for retirement. We're gonna go hang out in whatever I live in, my castle or something.
It'd be great. We could put a strip mall in your castle.
Oh, this shit again?
Anyway.
This shit again. Yeah, this shit again.
Oh,
It's
Christ.
forever. All right, so moving on. After we figure out how many people I need to celebrate to become a pirate queen, because it's gonna happen. It has to now. I'm sorry. It just has to. How fucking cool would that be, though? All right, like, and
there
then we
you go,
back.
Jester. It wasn't me.
But then we'd like go back and it'd be like through the wardrobe outside of Narnia and you're just like a regular person again, and it's like, well, fuck. And that's fine. Okay, so then what else am I in? I'm also in... On Wednesdays, I'm in Hinge to Minge. I play a girl named Flux. She's pretty cool. You should check it out. It's really weird. And then every other Saturday, I'm in the Better Ends. Scheduling's kind of funky about that one, so keep an eye on the Twitter to get updates on that. And then on Sundays, I am in Tales from the Cosmos sporadically because my weekend schedule is becoming like a weird thing. So I won't be there next week, but it's still going to be really good. And I'm going to send Cyrus all of the notes that I wanted to do last week that I am not going to be able to do this week because I won't be here. And that's me. That's everything. Oh, and the overlays and the videos that you see, I made those, and I'm also available for hire.
They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
She is very easy to work with as
They
well.
are.
I would highly recommend.
Yep.
Thank you.
All you have to do is get her interested, and then she'll literally work herself to death to make it.
Yeah, that's what I do. And
And
the best thing that interests me is money.
Very true.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Chris, I'm muting you.
Well, it's his turn for the
Oh.
sign-off, so...
Oh, damn it. All right. There.
Okay, we're
No,
unmuting
I'm done.
you, Chris.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
No, Chris, do your outro.
What?
Chris?
What just happened?
Can you guys not hear me?
I can hear
Yeah,
you
we
now.
can hear you now.
Now we can.
Now.
I play Captain's Eye on Monday nights.
Okay, yeah.
It's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on right now. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. The funnest part of the night, of course, was the fight, and everything that I don't know is driving me mad. So, Jester, you win for the night. Bravo. Let's see. Oh, sometimes on Saturdays I play Let Me Pop Star. That's this weekend, and that's all. Oh, my friend's Purple Codex, my friend's Amy Gedden. They sell kick-ass shit at tpublic.com. You should check it out. Amy Gedden also has an Etsy. She'll talk about it now.
Oh yeah, it's Nerd Out.
Whoa, let's try that again.
Words are hard.
Yes, they are. Hi, you can find all the shit that I make and enjoy making on Nerd Art by Amy. Amy is spelled A-M-I-E.
Nice.
And that brings it
Yeah.
to... Guy.
We don't get a commercial today? That's
Hold on,
Oh.
I'll do the commercial. He didn't announce it, but I'll do it.
Oh,
And seeing
yeah.
how we're doing...
Someone always does the second half. I apologize, folks. And
Seeing
it's
how-
always better.
Seeing how we're doing Space Pirates, the only thing I can do is the exact voice from the Space Pirate Harlock cartoon. Wow, I can't believe it. Amy Gedden? And? Purple Codex? Merchandise? With lack of ethics? Alright, set sail, pirates! We're going to storm the stores! Go ahead and catch Amy Gedden and Purple Codex's merchandise. It is epic and lacks ethics.
Except for my Etsy stuff. My Etsy stuff.
Your Etsy
like-
stuff has a lot of ethics, but the TeePublic stuff does not. Just
Oh
for
yeah,
everybody.
the public stuff is crazy, but you know, I mean, and Etsy has their own valuable. I keep not making any money, even though I keep selling things.
Hell yeah, that's how you're
Yeah.
supposed to do it, right?
Right. It's like, it's funny because it'll be like, you made $70 in sales and you paid Etsy $72 this month, and it's like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yes,
Now that is a racket.
it is a little bit. It's okay.
All right. And that takes us to Purple Codex.
Hi, I'm Purple. This is Lily. This is Lily.
Adorable.
I think I'm in love with Lily.
She's a fucking brat. But she was litter trained on the first try, so yay, smart. You're so smart.
Well, that's good.
Well,
She only pooped
Right,
one
Bobby.
time on the carpet and used the litter box ever since.
Right, Bobby.
was so proud of
God.
her. Yes, I'm Purple Codex. I am trying to get a new stream schedule set up. Because right now the scene I have for it is my old schedule from like 2 years ago. And so I need to get a new schedule picked out, and then I'm going to have to work on getting that changed and stuff. But I will definitely 100%, unless I feel like I'm dying, I try not to call in. But unless I feel like I'm dying, I'll be here every Monday night, or if it's just unavoidable. And if it's a night, like there may also be times where I'll have to be on my phone for Discord, but I won't be streaming because I may not be in town, if that makes sense. But so
Are you coming to Arizona to spend time with me? Because it's fucking lovely here when it's not 118 degrees.
I don't
Oh, just
know.
have an umbrella.
I
It'll
don't know
fix
that
the
I need to go to
118 degrees to
Arizona.
70.
What'd you say about going to Arizona?
I
You
don't know
want
that
to?
I don't. It's not you, and it's not me.
It's
It's
Arizona.
Arizona.
It's not Arizona either. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, and now I work third shift. For those of you that don't know that, and she's so cute. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't get to go to bed. Because I can't go to sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning. Because I go to sleep from like 8 to 4 or 8 to 3. Blah blah. So I'll be staying up all night, and after this I'm going to gather my laundry and then go clear across town to the boyfriend's house to wash it. Because there are no hookups here. Stupid. Anyway, that's all.
But there are hookups there. But
Hey, yeah, you're not wrong.
And that takes us to win 5v1 free.
Hi, it's me, the guy who's too young to be making dad jokes but does it anyway. Tonight you caught me playing ex-Paralictor Burnward, the head knight of Patella, who is, he and Ryan got into a little friendly scuffle and measured each other up in the way that men of the 1950s did, beating the shit out of each other. That Ryan guy sure can't throw a punch. So, yeah. You can also catch me on Thursdays, where I am running one of two games, either Project Severovo, where everybody is having a bad time and it's only gonna keep getting worse. Are they hallucinating right now? Are they in a simulation? Is there actual haunted shit going on? Who knows? And then other Thursdays, you can catch me running New Amsterdam, where New Human Gang, the Red Eye Gang, are PIES, and also covered in some fucking fire extinguisher foam. They are too cool to be hot right now, mainly because of the fire retardant foam. And they are like they're like Borgs gone wild right now. They're slippery and they're a little bit upset. So that's gonna be fun. And you can also catch me in Yakshas on Fridays, where I play Frank, the dadliest dad of all dads. He is most definitely very fun to play, because I basically just get to dispense fatherly wisdom to everyone on the crew. And people either go, yeah, you know what, Frank, you're an alright guy, or they go, you're not my real dad, Frank, which is a great dynamic. I love that dynamic. It's a fun dynamic. And then Saturdays, including this Saturday, Bitter Ends, where I play Greasy, head of KRUST, KRUST 6.66, The Crust, the hottest shit that floated to the top of the bathtub. We're in a hotel right now, and he's gonna make jokes about rock stars wrecking hotels, because, you know, Greasy is a man out of time in some ways, in the sense that he makes loosely associative jokes about the record industry without really understanding the full implications of them. Like, he might name drop Barry Gordon, but he won't understand how fucked up Barry Gordon really was. But, yeah, if you are currently watching us on the YouTubers, thank you. We love you, and we appreciate you. And you can also catch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/para_o_dice_theater. If you are currently watching us on Twitch, thank you very much. We love you. But you could also watch us on YouTube again and again and again and again and again at youtube.com/parodicetheater. No underscores on that one. And If you are a fan of the hot and sexy world of scheduling, you like some community interactions, and from time to time you like to kind of dabble, dip your toe in a little bit of memes. Catch us at Pear Theater on Twitter. My name is Mike. You can catch me on SoundCloud under Michael Burley, and that is me.
Awesome. And that brings it back around to me. First of all, let's get some bookkeeping out of the way. Everybody give yourself 5,000 experience points. And tonight's Player's Choice Award goes to Ryan, eking it out by one vote. Get by one. It was down between Ashira and Ryan got it by one vote. Give yourself another 1,000 experience points.
Well, thank you all.
And with that said, I am the Just a King Zarat, and you can catch me here on Monday nights for the Fire Shrike, my favorite group of space terrorists, space pirates, and never-do-wells all across the continuum at this point. And you can also catch me here on Sundays for Tales from the Cosmos as Squin, the daring doer, the doer of the daring, and the darer of the doing. You can also catch me here for other things, but my other games are up in flux because I too am moving to third shift schedule, so therefore that means a couple of my games are going to have to be rescheduled, and we're still working on that. But stay tuned, we'll figure that one out as we go. And I think, do I have anything else? Anything at all? No? I think I got, at some point down the pipes we need to talk, we're going to discuss it, but we'll probably have some more show and movie reviews coming out on Paradise as well. But with that said, I think that's all we've got for the evening. Let's get an R.I.P. Fern and get out of here. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Fern.
Fern.